Hi friends! Dini here. I am a paper crafter and designer and founder of Dini Mini Blooms, which is a paper flower studio based in Rochester, New York. I am going to post this again, but with more details this time because honestly, this paper flower wall and set deserves a post with all the commentaries because this is really special. This wedding was the first time that I've partnered the Boheme backdrop with the Neutrella backdrop, and it's just so beautiful. And it's also very extra special because one of the grooms is half Filipino, and the signage says Mahal Kita, which is I love you in Filipino. So I'm 100% Filipino and I just love that. So it's really very extra special this wedding. And also this is almost like a full package because I also did the groom's boutonnieres and also the groomsmen hair pieces. I also did their cake flowers and also the centerpiece. So it's almost a complete package, really. So here's one of my takeaways from this wedding. I am really good at Tetris. I was able to snuck all of the pieces there that I needed, like in my husband's car, and it kind of fit. So I can't believe that I was able to fit everything in our medium-sized SUV. So everything fits. The centerpieces and the cake decor are here. Okay, I just thought, where are the cake flowers? So the cake flowers are there, and then everything fits. So I'll show you how it looks like. Everything fits in there. Yeah. So the boheme are like up top, and then what I did was I fit in the flowers for the 4 quadrants in 4 boxes, and then there are a lot of excess. Yes, darling. Is it fluffy? You like it?
Very fluffy.
It's really fluffy. I know. Do you like it?
Yes.
And then I have a lot of excess flowers that are out of the box, so they are on top of the boheme. I'm just going to fluff the boheme later, but yeah, it worked. And then I have 2 extra boxes right here that I'm gonna use to put in all the excess flowers that are not on the boxes or inside the boxes. But yeah, I was able to fit everything in there. I'm also asking myself, it's like, why can't you still afford a car? It's like, that's just not my priority. Like, backdrops just never became my priority for the business because it's like, if I'm gonna invest in the car, then like the bulk of my business should be like almost 95% backdrops for me to utilize or justify the expense for the car. So it's like I'm still just getting by my husband's car. But yeah, so I was really good at Tetris. I am really good at Tetris. This is a very lovely wedding, honestly. I'm really touched and happy with this wedding. So this wedding was held in Marriott downtown Syracuse. Syracuse is an hour and a half away from Rochester. So this is one of my 3 out-of-town weddings from last year. And for this wedding, I did book a hotel. So that's also part of the package or the cost. Yeah, it's in there. I did charge my client for that. But honestly, I could have drove back, but honestly, no, because it's like I was too tired. So, getting a hotel is a good choice. So how did I get this lead, or how did I get this wedding? This one's actually unique because this was a testament that X-Deal works. So what I mean by that is, so back in 2022, I've had an X-Deal. So X-Deal is a term normally used in the Philippines where you exchange services. That's why it's X-Deal. It's like you're not really shedding cash per se, but it's like you're exchanging services. I was able to showcase my products at this was back in September of 2022 for a bridal show in Rochester. I didn't pay for it, but in exchange I made it's similar to Boheme, but then it's they have the same height. And it was for the organizers. I mean, the organizers kept it and used it for their other events. And one of those events was their show in Syracuse. And that's where the groom knew of my business. And they really like the aesthetic because they're really going for the boho neutral themed. They really liked it. They saw my samples, they really like Neutrella, and I guess the rest is history. And then he was also ecstatic that I was Filipino because he's part Filipino. So, and also another takeaway from this wedding. So this was held in a hotel. And then honestly, in my experience, weddings in hotel, the setup part of it is harder because with this hotel, there's like an entry point, elevators, you're gonna go through the kitchens. So it's really hard. And like doing this myself is like the setup alone is like unloading alone took me like an hour. So I guess my tip here is if it's gonna be a hotel, look around first, see the entryway. If it's gonna be a maze unloading, then my suggestion is upcharge for it or charge more, just because it's gonna be harder when it comes to setting up and breaking down, because it's like the way you went in is also the way you're going out. And this is actually one of the few weddings where I was able to witness the ceremony, because most of the time, since my product is just a paper flower walls, like I set it up, I leave and then I just come to break it down. But with this wedding, I forgot to mention that the boheme, I need to place it to another area, which is their like reception area or like their sweetheart table, so I place it there. So that's why I needed to like stay until the ceremony ends and then move the boheme at the sweetheart table area. And the anxiety level while I was like watching the ceremony and like praying to God that nothing falls out or nothing falls down during the ceremony, it's like so high. It's like, oh my God, the wedding's gonna be ruined if something falls off or if something goes bad. Oh my gosh, it like that's I don't know how to feel if I have anxiety or I don't know. I can't tell if I'm anxious or the time that I really felt that I'm really anxious because it's like it's a beautiful wedding and they're standing in front of the back. What if something happens? It's like will the signage fall off? It's like, did I put the signage, did I secure the signage? I was just having these thoughts up my head, and I also had coffee that morning, so it's like I was like my heart was pounding. It's really anxious just because it's like, oh my God, what if something happens and my wall ruins? Like they wouldn't forgive me, even though my client is very sweet. It's like I don't want to ruin it for him. I don't know, I was more anxious in this just because I was there, I was seeing everything compared to the New York one, because the New York one was riskier actually because it was out. The New York City, the NYC one, because it was outside. I was more anxious for this one just because I was seeing it with my own two eyes, like the ceremony, and then but during the party, I think one of the small flowers fell. It's just a filler flower, but it fell. I'm thankful that's the only thing that fell. But yeah, the ceremony was very solemn, it was very sweet, so yeah, it was heartfelt. That's what I felt. I guess like all the ceremonies are really heartfelt. It's just that again, I seldom witness the actual wedding of my clients. So with this one, it's like, oh my God, it's so sweet. Yeah, anyway, that's the story behind this setup. Again, I really love it, so I'm gonna show a lot of other pictures from that wedding because it's just magical. This wedding is magical. Most especially, Mahal Kita is the icing on top, really. But again, I love this wedding. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or things like that, just leave a comment down below. And please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So yeah, bye.